And we are back on a Monday, the second day of December 2024. I am Dan Kuntz. I spent most of the day yesterday, Sunday, not even knowing it was December. It was like Sunday afternoon. I'm going, wait a minute, it's December 1st. That makes today December 2nd. We're back at it here after the holiday weekend. A lot of people had the 4-day holiday weekend. Our newsroom did. We didn't. We were here on Friday doing a show, and now we're back doing a show. And I neglected to shave this morning because I neglected to change my alarm clock back to its normal Monday through Friday routine. I was a little late getting going today, but we're here. We're going to do a show for you. We'll have the news. Weather, the big story is the air stagnation advisory continues. This high pressure ridge is just monstrous in size. It's all over the West Coast, as a matter of fact. And when you have this time of the year, when you have low clouds and fog that have established themselves, the high pressure ridge is settled in, and right over the top of us, there's simply no place for the clouds and fog to go. We're at 33 degrees, folks, and that's the high temperature today. We had very little temperature variation over the entire holiday weekend. We'll talk about that when we get to weather, but it's going to be cloudy and foggy and some dirty air, a distinct possibility. We'll get to all of that. Burn ban, stage 1 burn ban is in effect, all that stuff. Sports, Seahawks, special teams were terrible, but turns out we didn't need them anyway. Seahawks pulled one out in the Meadowlands. We'll talk a little Husky and Cougar football. And Eric Granstrom took his camera to Lions Field in Moses Lake on Saturday afternoon to get footage of the Royal Knights and the Kashmir Bulldogs in the State 1A semifinals. We'll talk about that. And in case you missed it on Friday, in case you were sleeping in, we're going to redo the interview I did with Wenatchee High School Golden Apple Marching Band senior and junior drum majors. The senior drum major is Alexa Dickman. The junior drum major is Jose Macedo. And they're here to talk about not only the great year that the band had during the fall competition, but also the big holiday craft bazaar, which their booster club puts on every year at the Wenatchee High School Commons. It's biggest craft bazaar of the holiday season. We'll talk about that too in the back half of the program. We don't have any PTZ cameras. They're all down. That's one of the first things I noticed when I got in this morning. There's a big monitor in the newsroom that has all the PTZ cameras and kind of a thumbnail set up. They're all down. Something happened over the weekend. Since we weren't here, we don't know. So we don't have any cameras to show you this morning. Our apologies. I'm sure we'll have them up and running by the time the people who know how to do those things come into the office today. So we'll just bypass our tour around the valley because there's nothing to see without the cameras working, and we'll jump right into a couple of slides from the National Weather Service. First of all, here we go again. Pretty dense fog in various areas in eastern Washington. Dense enough to really make the drive a little on the dicey side. If you're between Spokane and Ritzville on I-90, you're going to be dealing with some pretty thick fog. And also Highway 2 to the north of us between Spokane and Wilburn, possibly all the way through to Waterville. Very, very dense fog. It could jump right out at you. You'd be doing just fine, and then boom, the fog hits. And even though the fog burns off a little bit as the day progresses, it doesn't burn off all the way. So you know what to do when you drive in the fog. No high beams because it makes it worse, not better, and you want to slow the heck down. Had a couple of accidents that were fog related in those areas over the weekend. So heads up on that. Another day of dense fog to the east part of us, especially north of I-90, and air stagnation. It is back. It's been here for a few days now. This is, of course, what causes air stagnation. We have warm air up above. We have that lid, that high pressure ridge, which is established. It's sitting just about the same altitude wherever you go. So the smoke and the pollutants go up, they hit the bottom of the lid, and then there's no place for them to go. They come right back down again. And so we have an air stagnation advisory. It's been going on for quite some time. It remains in effect until 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. They may extend that because this looks like this is going to be sticking around all the way through Wednesday night. So I'm pretty sure the air stagnation advisory is going to be extended. And the stage 1 burn ban, which has been going on for the last 5 days, it continues. So no use of uncertified wood stoves or fireplaces, except if that wood stove or the fireplace is your only source of heat. No outdoor burning, no agricultural burning, because, well, again, no place for the smoke to go. So we don't have any dirty air yet, but we could find some pretty unhealthy air if this continues for the next couple of days. And it looks like it's going to continue for the next couple of days because that ridge of high pressure is big time, and so we have that inversion that's just hanging around. Low clouds, fog, very little temperature variation. Our high and low on Saturday was 34 and 31. Our high and low yesterday, 35 and 32. 3 degrees difference, 2 degrees difference between the high and the low. And that, my friends, is going to be the case for the next few days. From the National Weather Service, cloudy and foggy. We're at 33 now. We're going to drop down to 29. Now you're going to look at that, so that's completely backwards, but that's exactly what it is. We're going to see the temperature actually go down as the day progresses, and then we'll go back up to a balmy 31 in the overnight hours. Again, fog and clouds. Fog and clouds on Tuesday, high of 33, overnight low 30. Fog and clouds on Wednesday, a high of 36 and a low of 30. Now Thursday, it looks like the models are in agreement that the high pressure ridge is going to gradually exit the area. We could go into a wetter pattern. It's certainly going to be milder on Thursday. Could even see some light snowflakes, but there's only about a 20% chance of that. Thursday we'll get up to 41, 33 for the overnight low on Thursday night. Friday, lots of clouds, chance of rain, high of 42. That's above normal. Our normal high this time of the year is 38. And then we are going to be downright mild on Saturday and Sunday, but a little chance of rain perhaps on Sunday. So it looks like at least 3 more days of the low clouds and fog, and the afternoon high and the overnight low. Very little difference there. All right. After a 2-minute break, we're going to do the news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley Monday edition on the NCWLIFE channel.
It's cold outside and time to make sure your loved ones are safe and secure at home during the cold months ahead. Aging and Adult Care has low-cost, in-home care options for seniors, adults with disabilities, and for caregivers assisting relatives or friends. Services like housekeeping, personal care, and home-delivered meals can make such a difference for you or someone you know. These services and more are available by calling Aging and Adult Care's offices at 1-800-572-4459.
It's a hometown celebration Christmas in Cashmere, Saturday, December 7th. It's family fun with a kid shop, live festive music, complimentary warm beverages, and tasty holiday treats. Come enjoy the sights and sounds of the season. Don't forget, Santa Claus arrives at 11, and please visit our sponsors. Gayton's Green Weidenbach. They add value to their clients' projects and contribute to their clients' success. Doan's Valley Pharmacy in the heart of downtown Cashmere. Discover great gifts, and they'll gift wrap for free.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, located on South Wenatchee Ave, has the largest selection of spas and swim spas in town. Stay cool this summer in an artesian swim spa and use it all year long. We enjoy helping families reconnect one spa at a time. Hot tubs are proven to improve sleep and decrease arthritis pain. Our passion is water, so please bring us a water sample, and we will help you diagnose your pool or spa water for free. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, your pool and spa experts.
I'm Jim Heinlein, and I've been working with you all for about 20 years now. And it's safe to say I've seen most every situation as it relates to annual election period. This AEP is going to be like a tsunami. It's not tall, but it's huge in effect. And when the water retreats, you're going to see the damage to those who didn't react properly. So what is a proper reaction? Well, call a local insurance professional like Springwater Insurance. We have already developed a strategy for those of you who need a change. Give us a call at 509-888-2600.
33 degrees in the Wenatchee Valley, low clouds and fog. Air stagnation advisory is going on. The stage 1 burn ban is going on. We've already hit our high temperature. We're actually going to cool down a little bit as the day progresses, and all the way through at least Wednesday, low clouds and fog and air stagnation and very little temperature variation. The sun's going to be taking some time off. It's 9 minutes after the hour. The 2024 general election, of course, was certified last week, and with that, a surprise in Chelan. A hoped-for sales tax proposal passed in the city of Chelan by 5 votes. It was just a couple of weeks ago that Mayor Aaron McCardle had given up hope that the creation of a transportation benefit district would happen, but the final count, 1,169 for, 1,164 against. Just a couple of weeks ago, the measure was failing by 25 votes. It's a 0.3% tax on sales in the city of Chelan for the Transportation Benefit District, and that would generate about $900,000 towards upkeeping Chelan streets, sidewalks, and bridge projects, including a plan to reopen the Wooden Avenue Bridge to 2-way vehicular traffic. The city's communications director, Chad Coltman, says Chelan will focus on how the tax revenue could be applied towards its 6-year transportation improvement program. Other winners in the now finalized election results: Brad Hawkins, cemented his landslide. He'll be Chelan County's newest elected commissioner. He got more than 65% of the votes cast. Over Flint Hartwig, the retiring state senator, succeeds Commissioner Tiffany Gehring. He'll take the seat once held by his father, Buell Hawkins. Another former county commissioner, State Representative Keith Gaynor, will move from the House to the Senate. He'll be taking Hawkins' place. He got 56% of the ballots cast. He'll be joined in Olympia by first-time State Representative Brian Burnett, the former Chelan County Sheriff, who got 53% of the vote in his race. A vehicular chain reaction was started early Wednesday morning when an unfortunate elk crossed Highway 2 near North Dryden Road. An eastbound driver struck and killed the animal at about 5 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday as it was crossing the highway. The Buick sedan was totaled in the collision, the driver not injured. Two more oncoming passenger cars then crashed at the same location, plus a semi-truck. Washington State Patrol Trooper Jeremy Weber says only the driver of the semi will be cited for his part in the accident. Additionally, while the highway lane was shut down, troopers spotted a fourth motorist swerving. As he approached the barricade, they arrested him on suspicion of DUI. The lane remained closed for about an hour and a half until all the accidents were cleared up. Well, it's that time of the year again, of course, the Village of Lights in Leavenworth, and that means temporary parking restrictions are now underway on weekends. This will last through the holidays. There will be no parking on both sides on Pine Street from First Street to Ski Hill Drive. There'll be no parking on Ski Hill Drive from Evans Street to Pine Street. No parking on Evans Street to Ski Hill Drive to Highway 2 or on Commercial Street from Division Street to 14th Street. The parking restrictions began last weekend. They'll be every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday through Christmas and right on into Sunday, December 29th. By the way, you can view the map of the parking restrictions on the City of Leavenworth's website before you head to town. Remember, parking restrictions are subject to change. And this holiday season, Omi Gardens will transform into a winter wonderland straight out of the North Pole. Omi Garden is offering the North Pole Express. It's a journey that transports guests to the home of Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus. Now, you can't drive and park up there at Omi Gardens. They're going to do shuttle buses. One of them will be at the Big Y Park and Ride near Peshastin, and the other one right down the road at the Wenatchee Park and Ride on Penny Road. So you'll park there and you'll take the bus up. Transportation runs through December 23rd. The prices for admission ranges between how old you are. Omi Gardens encourages guests, obviously, to dress appropriately. It's outside, after all. And for more information or to purchase tickets, go to the Omi Gardens website. And that's the news on what so far is a pretty quiet Monday, but I have a feeling that's going to change. The news with Grant and Eric will come your way at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock tonight, 5, 6, and 10 on television. If that doesn't fit into your schedule as we get into the busy holiday season, our news will be up and running on our website, NCWLIFE.com. It'll be up and running on our Facebook page. It'll be up and running on our YouTube page. It's there for you to look at. Plus, our newscasts are archived. Maybe we should call those old casts. And in any event, if you're out and about and you see something that might warrant our attention, might be newsworthy, the best thing to do is send us an email. We'll figure it out from there. news@ncwlife.com is our email address. When we come back, good weekend for the Seahawks. For the other football teams, not so much. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCW Life. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCW Life channel.
Hey there, folks. Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills. Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese splints, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
Central Washington Water is your hot spring spa dealer for over 45 years. Shop their showroom and see the new Freshwater Smart IQ. This is a new innovative approach to super simple water care combined with the freshwater salt system to give you clean, balanced spa water naturally. There's a hot tub for every budget. Save up to $1,000 on hot spring spas or buy plug-and-play spas starting at $79 per month. Why shop anywhere else? Central Washington Water. They service what they sell.
The family at the Eplidolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Eplidolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Eplidolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Eplidolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
16 minutes after the hour in sports, it was ugly, but it's a road win in the NFL, and they're not going to judge them on style points. Seahawks come from behind, knock off the Jets in New Jersey 26-21. Seattle had one problem after another, especially special teams. At one point, they were behind 14-0 and 21-7, and then Leonard Williams, the big guy, made the play that turned the tide in the game.
Seahawks load the line and bring pressure. Rodgers has it picked off by Leonard Williams. Just the second interception of the Big Cat's career. And is he going to take it to the house? His old house. He sure is. A pick six. And he flips the game on a huge play.
Yeah, that was the backbreaker. By the way, Seattle's defense held Aaron Rodgers at just 189 yards passing. Seahawks improved to 7-5 on the season. And yes, they're in first place. In the NFC West, scores from yesterday, Arizona couldn't hold a lead in Minnesota. They lost to the Vikings 23-22. The Rams improved to 6-6. They beat New Orleans in New Orleans 21-14. Last night in the snow, by the way, it was the Bills over the 49ers 35-10. College football, Ducks handled the Dogs and the Cougars couged it. On Saturday, Dylan Gabriel threw for a couple of touchdowns, ran for another #1 Oregon, manhandling Washington and Eugene 49-21. And Washington State squanders a 14-6 halftime lead. They allowed Wyoming all the way back. Evan Swoboda threw an 18-yard touchdown pass to John Michael Gillenborg with 24 seconds left. The Cowboys upset the Cougars in Pullman 15-14. Washington State closes out its regular season with 3 straight losses. Seattle Kraken got off to a slow start Saturday on home ice, and they lost to San Jose 4-2. And the Sharks aren't very good. The Sharks bit first. They scored the game's first 4 goals. Seattle finally got off the ice, got goals late from Schwartz and McCann. Seattle heads to Carolina Wednesday, 4 o'clock on Kong TV. Royal, one step closer to winning his 5th consecutive state football championship. No problems, 44-7 over the Cashmere Bulldogs on Saturday. Lance Allred finished the game with 4 touchdowns passing and 2 touchdowns running. The #1 Knights beating the Bulldogs handily for the 2nd time this year. The game didn't start so well for the senior quarterback from Royal, as we'll see from the footage shot by our own Eric Granstrom at Lions Field on Saturday afternoon. So Royal moves on. They'll take on Seton Catholic in the championship game. That'll be Friday at Husky Stadium. Seton Catholic beating Montesano 35-14. 1A title game, Husky Stadium Friday at 3 o'clock. Okanagan goes for back-to-back state 2B titles. They beat Freeman on Saturday at Lee-Bofta Field of the Apple Bowl 36-26. The Bulldogs will take on Napavine in the state title game Saturday at 11 a.m. The Tigers upsetting number 2 Asotin 23-8. Elmira Cooley Heartline's run to the state 1B championship came to a halt Saturday in Richland. They lost to Liberty Christian 36-28. Wilbur Creston Keller cruised to the title game with a 52-28 win over Nacelle. The 1B title will kick off Friday at Husky Stadium at 11 a.m. Another number 1 versus number 2 matchup in the 2A title games. Tumwater shuts out Archbishop Murphy 42-0, and Accordas shut down WF West 36-13. 2A title Saturday at 3 o'clock again at Husky Stadium. 3A, number 1 Bellevue, number 2 O'Day for the state 3A championship. They'll play Friday night at 7. Bellevue advanced over Roosevelt 29-13. O'Day edged Eastside Catholic 17-14. And the state 4A championship will also be decided between the 2 top seeds. Camas back to state to the championship game. They beat Gonzaga Prep 28-20. Sumner edged Chiawana in triple overtime. Final there is 37-31. The 4A championship game will be the nightcap Saturday night at 7 o'clock. The Wenatchee Wild and Tri-City Americans had 2 great Western Hockey League clashes over the weekend. Wenatchee scored late in the 3rd Friday night to push the game at overtime, tied at 3. The game came down to a shootout. The Americans won that one 4-3. And then Wenatchee spotted the Tri-Cities a goal on Saturday in Kennewick, and they stormed back for a 5-2 win. The highlights courtesy of the Tri-City Americans.
Current tried to drop it off. That was stolen away. Wenatchee the other way with numbers. Cooper drop past McHaggerty. He'll drop it back again. Andreessen scores. Defenseman Reed Andreessen ties the game. 6 minutes into period number 2. It's 1-1.
Yeah, Andreessen really read that play well. He saw he could be the high guy.
Pass ahead by Wenatchee. Hit a stanchion. Deflects ahead. Wild over the line. Onside. Friesen floats it to the goal. And it goes in. It hit Kenta Isogai on the way and changed direction. 31 seconds into the 3rd, Wenatchee takes a 2-1 lead.
Yeah.
Maddox McHaggerty leaves on the corner. Americans get it to the line, but they couldn't clear. Pass across now, left dot, Friesen looks and then fires, and it goes through the pads of Mateka and in. 12 straight games with a power play goal for Wenatchee, and they've got a 3-1 lead. Martin in the right wing corner, looks to center, Paveo couldn't find it, loose in front, Anasimovic scores! Just what they needed. Nick Anasimovic has his 4th goal of the year. Center, look out, a potential 2-on-1. Sean Rios passes over to the goal, and they score. Zane Saab takes the pass from Rios, and Wenatchee's got their 2-goal lead back. They'll poke it ahead out towards center ice and flip it all the way down the ice toward the empty net, and it goes in. Kenta Isogai from his own zone flips it through the air. 2:22 to go in the game, and Wenatchee's got a 5-2 lead.
Yeah.
And that's how it would end. It is Wenatchee returning home to take on Spokane Friday night, 7 o'clock at the Town Toyota Center. And those are just some of the games that people are playing for your obscure holiday. It's National Mutt Day today. Those mixed breeds of dogs that are prevalent. They're dogs are dogs. You know, if things are going to happen, things are going to happen. 8 out of 10 dogs in shelters are mixed breeds because pure breeds are adopted relatively quickly. People who want a full breed dog, a pure breed dog, usually buy them at puppy mills or pet stores. In fact, 500,000 puppies are born in puppy mills and then sold to pet stores. About almost 100% of all puppies in pet stores come from puppy mills. There are about 40,000 pet stores in this country. And puppy mills can make over $250,000 a year selling purebred puppies. But who's kidding who? Mutts are the way to go. On average, mixed breed dogs live longer than purebred dogs. Mixed breed dogs generally have better overall health. They have a unique experience. They have a unique appearance, and mixed breed dogs are less expensive. Who's kidding? Almost every dog I've ever had, I think ever, from the time I was a kid, not too long ago, was a mutt. It was a mixed breed. They're really the way to go, I'm telling you. National Mutt Day today. It's 26 minutes after the hour. The doctrine will see you now, or is the doctrine in? In the State of the Union message, December 2nd, 1823, 201 years ago today, James Monroe, the President of the United States, tells everybody in Europe, we got it here. We're going to be running over the things over here in the Western Hemisphere, It became known, of course, as the Monroe Doctrine, which basically told Europeans to stick your nose out of our business. We're not going to be involved in any kind of your European conflicts. You guys got enough problems as it is over there in Europe. That's what James Monroe said. But if you guys have your eye on, causing trouble over here, intervening in our problems, we're going to have something to do about that. We will exert our own influence here in North and South America. So butt out, Europe. The Monroe Doctrine, which basically became the base, the foundation of America's foreign policy, kind of really all the way to today now. The Monroe Doctrine is 201 years old. Not to mention Manifest Destiny, another State of the Union address. President James K. Polk, considered one of the best one-term presidents ever, proposes that, hey, if we're going to move west, let's get aggressive about it, all due respect to the native people, but hey, our destiny is to move west and as far west as we can until we get to the Pacific Ocean. And he made it the official United States way of doing things. Manifest Destiny becomes policy on this date, 179 years ago today. And President Kennedy liked and trusted Senator Mike Mansfield, the Senate Majority Leader. He was a little worried about what was going on in Vietnam, so President Kennedy sent Senate Majority Leader Mike Mansfield to Vietnam to do a tour. He walked around. He came, talked to all the big important people. Mike Mansfield came back on December 2nd, 1962, sat down with President Kennedy and said, we want nothing to do with Vietnam. This is somebody else's civil war that we're butting into. Let's just pull out. We did not. 28 minutes after the hour, birthdays. One heavenly birthday, one of the greatest people of all time, Peter Carl Goldmark. His claim to fame, he invented the LP. While working at Columbia Records and CBS in the late 1940s, he invented the 33 1/3 RPM long playing record. This man is a great American. Now, of course, he worked for CBS, so that means the company owned the patent of the LP format, and they made a lot of money because you had to pay CBS royalties because they owned the patent for the long playing record. But as a token of gratitude, CBS gave Peter Goldmark one free copy of every LP that Columbia released while he worked there. Yeah, well, it's not bad. Peter Goldmark, born in the state in 1906. Aaron Rodgers, well, he struggled last night, didn't he? He's still the most accurate quarterback in NFL history. His passing rating is #1 all time. Of course, he replaced Brett Favre as a starting quarterback at Green Bay. Then he spent 18 seasons with Green Bay, and he's won the NFL MVP 4 times. Aaron Rodgers, 41 years old today. And yes, trampoline is an Olympic sport. I can prove it to you because that guy from Belarus, Uladzis Ula Hancharu, I probably just butchered his name, he won the 2016 men's gold medal in individual trampoline. If I'd have known trampoline was going to be an Olympic sport, I would have tried harder when I was a kid. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsor. That's about as good as you can get. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Hey, dirty air is a distinct possibility. How's your HVAC filter system? When was the last time you had your filters checked in your furnace? Probably been a while. And if you don't know what to do, give Alpine Air a call because they do. Going to take a break. Mike McNaughty has an opinion, and then we'll visit once again with the Wenatchee High School Golden Apple Marching Band senior and junior drum majors. They had a great year in competition, and now their big fundraiser so they can continue to bring home trophies is this Saturday at the Wenatchee High School Commons. Alexa and Jose will join me when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
A fantastic analogy, Braden, last time we talked, the Disneyland trip. You take your 3 kids to Disneyland, you give each kid $100. One kid's going to blow it all in half an hour, and the other kid's going to come back 3 hours later with $99, and they're only spent $1. How does one, as a parent, as an adult, begin the conversation of money with kids? when they were 7, 8, 9 years old? How does, for a lot of parents, they don't even know where to begin.
But I think it's exposure, right? I think it's exposure when you're dealing with your kids. How many times do we just not talk about something?
Because it's easier not to talk about it.
It's easier not to talk about it, and it's also like whether there's friction in the house, it doesn't matter if there's money issues, there's not money issues, depending on the economic wealth status of where somebody's at. I find that the clients that we work with that are very wealthy, they have family meetings, right? They sit down with their kids every 6 months. They strategically talk about, what they're doing in the businesses or what real estate they're buying, or, that's different than like where I came from, right? I came from not very much wealth in Omak, on a border town, on a reservation, and we didn't talk about money. And I think exposure is the biggest thing, because money is a language. When do you want your kids to learn a language? You want your kids learning a language when they're 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. We want to expose. Money is just a language, and we need to be unafraid and unapologetic to expose our kids to the language of money. And it can only be shared by us, or get them in front of the right people that can share them that language. And it has to be the right language. There's a lot of languages of money that's getting pushed out there that's not the right language, that can be very, very hurtful. So you gotta be careful with that as well.
Culinary Apple is the place for holiday gift giving. We have gifts for everyone, including our most popular gift box full of locally grown apples, our famous fudge, and cinnamon glazed nuts. Let Culinary Apple make your gift giving easy this year.
You're invited to experience small town holidays in iconic Lake Chelan. From local shopping to Santa parades, a getaway visit to Lake Chelan is a great way to make this holiday season special. Learn more at smalltownholidays.com.
Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, a client once asked me how to work on their self-esteem without relying on platitudes such as, I am somebody, etc. I said that one of the ways to look at your self-esteem is to assess my value and consider how I'm seen and valued by others. Now, I may often feel like I'm letting people down, letting some of the people who are closest to me down, but when in fact, these folks see me as someone who's very important to them. Now, for example, I have 3 good close friends I've had since high school who are intelligent, well-read, interesting guys. And I sometimes wonder, why the heck are they friends with me? Though, if you ask them, though, they'd probably tell you that I'm one of the few people in their lives they can count on 100% of the time. Someone whose friendship is a real blessing to their lives. Now, I may not always feel that way, but hey, like I said, these are intelligent men, so hey, who am I to argue with them? This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
If your chair is comfortable and still fits, don't toss it. Reupholster it at Wenatchee Upholstery. The sky is the limit. From new upholstery in your favorite car to upgrading your seats in the boats. Everything old can be new again when you call Joe. Personalize your golf cart, grandma's chair, your favorite bar stool. Trust your treasure with Wenatchee Upholstery.
This is the time of year we celebrate family, traditions, and great food. At Abby's, our legendary pizzas are so giant, they feed up to 6 happy family members. When you need a break from cooking, think Abby's. Our place or your place. Our family is here for your family.
Let's go to Hawaii for the holidays.
Here's an easier idea. Enjoy Abby's classic Big Hawaiian Pizza this December. This delicious tropical and giant pizza is at a special holiday price. And when you gift an Abby's gift card, we'll give you a present too.
It's that time of year again to get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days, where you'll find great offers on a rugged new Passport, Pilot with available all-wheel drive, and the powerful Ridgeline. So don't wait. Turn your holiday dreams into reality with a new Honda named KBB.com's best value brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable.
It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories. And we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
It's become a tradition on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We always pay a visit to the Wenatchee High School Auditorium and sit down with the senior drum major and the junior drum major for the award-winning Wenatchee High School Golden Apple Marching Band. I always put award-winning before I say Wenatchee High School Golden Apple Marching Band because they've won awards, so much so they have to build a new trophy case. Senior drum major, introduce yourself, please.
Hi, I'm Alexa Dickman.
And the junior drum major?
I am Jose Macedo.
Alexa, you did the show last year.
Yes.
As the junior drum major coming in, and you are now the junior drum major. You take her position next year. This is something that's been going on for a long time. Mr. Kovac started this. So for those who don't know, I do, you do, but maybe our audience doesn't. Talk about how the whole selection process works to become the senior drum major and the person who will take over the next year. It's a process, and it's a pretty involved one.
Yes.
Explain to folks how that works.
So pretty much we put out the application. We're like, hey guys, if you want to be for the freshmen and the sophomores, because freshmen can do it too so that they can get a few years under their belt. And then we have them come to class usually like an hour before school starts on like a Monday. And we run over militaries and conducting and people like leadership skills that they'll learn. Pretty much just anything that they'll need to know for the next year. And then we have a panel of judges. Well, they're not like judges, but adjudicators kind of seniors and like our educators. Mr. K is usually not there.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. He takes himself out of that process.
Yeah.
Why does he not be a part of the process of who's going to be leading his band?
I think he wants to hear from the people. I think he doesn't want his own like personal bias of getting to know that person besides how well that they perform during their interview process. And then we fill out our sheets and we give them to him and he reviews them, and then ultimately he chooses with the help of us.
It's not an easy process. It takes discipline and it takes want.
Mm-hmm.
You got to want to do it. And if you think you want to do it and you find out you don't, you get found out real quick, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any regrets taking it? Because you did this is your second year. You were the junior drum major last year. Was there any point during the course of your senior year now as the leader of the Wenatchee High School Golden Apple Marching Band that you're going, what was I thinking a year ago?
No, it's great. It's super stressful as a senior drum major. There's a lot of things to think about that you wouldn't really think about as the junior drum major. Just a lot of like planning, and like you really have to like step up a bit more. And so that can be a bit stressful, but I love my kids.
I'm going to use an analogy about discipline. We did a Wenatchee High School football game earlier in the year. I think it was homecoming. And you guys were lined up, ready to go. It was just before halftime, and you were in your 2x2 right along the fence. And Wenatchee scored a big dramatic touchdown towards the end of the game. It was right in front of the band, right in front of you guys. You didn't move. You didn't jump up and down and yell and go team and go Wenatchee, we love you. You guys stood there like you were statues. Is that part of the whole deal? It was incredible. I go, your team just scored. You look like somebody stepped on a tack.
Yeah, so actually up in the stands, behind the scenes, you didn't see Mr. K telling me to conduct the fight song, and then he got Mr. Anderson to also tell me to conduct the fight song. But we had never discussed it before, so I just went with the books and I said, nope, they can yell at me later for it, I'm not doing that.
It's remarkable how you guys do that. How when you guys go to work, you're working.
Mm-hmm.
You're performing and you're in that mode, right?
Yes.
Tunnel vision, Jose? Is that what you guys have when we're going to take to the field and our parents and our peers are going to watch us perform on the football field during our formation? Is that what you guys are focused on?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, we're just focused, like just trying to put on a show for the people there, and yeah.
You did. You put on a show. You had a good competition every year over Veterans Day weekend. You've been doing this for as long as anybody can remember. You go to Auburn, for the state band competition. And once again, the Golden Apple Marching Band had a pretty good year. Talk about your Veterans Day weekend.
Yeah, it was great. The parade went well. All of the kids performed their best that they prepared for the season. We got first in our division in parade, first in our division in field show, best marching, and our color guard worked so hard they got first. It was one of our best scores of the season.
Did you know during the judged performance, and this is a judged performance by people who judge people, that you guys were doing good? I mean, when you're up there conducting, are you so locked in that you don't really know, or do you go, hey, we got it today?
Yeah, you can definitely hear it. You can hear it when the percussion locks into the front ensemble and then all the winds come in and the dynamics are great. You just know that it's going to be a great show.
You're the junior drum major, so you, somewhere along the line, not long ago, you said, I'm going to go ahead and put my hand up and see what happens, and here you are. Yeah. What made you go ahead and try out for it, knowing that if you got the job as the junior, you were going to take over in your senior year?
Sophomore year, I saw like junior, I saw drum majoring as like an opportunity to get my leadership skills up, and also saw it as a way to be able to lead a group of people that I love being with and perform with, and I really love doing that. So that's why I chose to try out, and I got it.
You played the saxophone, alto saxophone, is that correct?
Tenor saxophone.
Tenor saxophone when you're not leading the band,
yeah,
so to speak. So do you get a chance to play your instrument very much when outside of competition or anything, or?
Besides class, like class time, sometimes I take time outside of school, at home practicing, or these past years, usually in jazz, I usually get to play, but this year I'm not, because due to like scheduling and stuff for running start, but yeah.
Your preferred instrument is something is rather unique. Explain what it is that you're playing when you're not conducting the band.
Yeah, when I'm not playing my bari sax, I play the euphonium, which is kind of like a mini tuba. It's super cool, super beautiful.
What kind of music will we associate with that kind of instrument?
Usually classical music, but it also does come in a marching horn. So for things like competitive over the summer, like they do like professional marching band that they'll use the euphonium for, but a lot of the time it's for like classical concert.
When you guys are in competition on the football field, when you're doing your formations and your great shows that just enthrall the audience at halftime, you're on one side and you're on the other. How does that work, conducting the Golden Apple Marching Band with two of you? How does that dynamic work?
It depends on the show. Last year's show, there was one of us on, like, we were very evenly spaced. But this year it was a little crazy. Jose got to go backfield and then run front field, and I was on the 50, so it was fun.
It's just because that was just the piece or the choreography that you guys do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Every year, Mr. Kovac finds a piece of choreography that's designed for a marching band to do on a football field, and you guys start rehearsing it in August. And it's highly technical, highly choreographed. You use the football field as like your template, right? You're supposed to be at this yard line, at this hash mark, at this certain point in the piece of music. Is that how that works?
Yeah. So pretty much the kids, they line up, they find how many steps away they are from certain lines, and then how many counts it takes to get from here to there to ultimately memorize their show and get there.
And what a show. You guys did a great show again this year. The fight song, Northwestern fight song, right? It's Northwestern, go, you know. Is that pretty easy to play as fight songs go?
I think so.
Yeah. You're probably sick and tired of that song. Guess what, buddy? You still got basketball season to come and go. What advice do you have for Jose here? Because he's going to be taking over in about the end of the school year. It's his baby. What you got advice from your predecessor? Who got advice from her predecessor? What kind of ideas do you want to plant in Jose's head?
Just be confident in everything that you do. Step up to the plate, talk to the people. Confidence is key, I think.
You guys are peers, and yet you're in charge of the Wenatchee High School Golden Apple Marching Band from a Mr. Kovac perspective. Once you guys are doing your thing, he steps aside and just observes. Is it difficult to get the respect and the admiration of your peers to do this job?
Yeah, definitely, because, respect has to be earned. So at the beginning of the year, just talking to people, getting to know them on a personal level, and then having them also understand what your job is and what your goal is for the band, and knowing that it's no personal thing when we have to be disciplined, you know, but getting to know them on a personal level for sure.
It'll help you in your professional endeavors. You're going to go to Central after you
Yes.
graduate. Are you going to stay in music?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
hoping to do performance in euphonium.
You're only a junior. You don't have to worry about that for a while. But do you have any idea down the road? what you might-
I am considering going to University of Washington. Get into mechanical engineering.
Wow.
Yeah.
This guy's like in honor society and math society. He's doing everything. Jose's an accomplished kid, much more than I was when I was 16 years old. When we come back, we'll talk about the big fundraiser on Saturday, December 7th. It's the biggest holiday bazaar of all of them. There's bazaars all over North Central Washington. This is the monster one. 125 vendors selling their goods and services. Well, their goods anyway. If they sell services, there could be problems. We'll talk about that when we come back. You're watching.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les.
It's a hometown celebration Christmas in Cashmere, Saturday, December 7th. It's family fun with a kid shop, live festive music, complimentary warm beverages, and tasty holiday treats. Come enjoy the sights and sounds of the season. Don't forget, Santa Claus arrives at 11, and please visit our sponsors.
The Cashmere Chamber of Commerce mission is to promote and support new and existing businesses. Cashmere Veterinary Clinic, natural pet care in everything they do, located in downtown Cashmere.
We're back on Saturday, December 7th. There's only one place to be. That's right here at the Wenatchee High School in the Commons area. If you come to the auditorium, nobody's going to be here. It's the Holiday Craft Bazaar. It's been put on by the Booster Club of the Wenatchee High School Golden Apple Marching Band. It's their biggest single fundraiser of the year. Uniforms, instruments, travel expenses, because these kids go all over the place. A lot of people don't even know you have a Booster Club. And no Booster Club, no band.
Yeah, pretty much. The parents, they put in so much work to help pay for all of our fees, because bands costs a lot of money, instruments and uniforms and travel and stuff. But the parents definitely put in a ton of work.
And you guys put in a ton of work. You're going to be running all over the place on Saturday the 7th, aren't you? You both are. Everybody's it's all hands on deck, right?
Yep. Yeah, we're probably gonna be there for the day we set up for the vendors and the day of the bazaar too.
The vendors come back every year. In fact, you have a waiting list, right? I mean, you got to beat them off with a stick. Not that we recommend beating people with a stick, but that's a nice problem to have, isn't it?
Yeah, we just can't have enough space for them, so it's just like we'll try and fit as many people as we can.
Do you have a chance to browse around and look at some of the tables and some of the wares and think, hey, maybe I'll get
for
something
sure.
for some? Yeah.
I bought jewelry from them, and they're fun people to meet,
And what about yourself?
Oh yeah, I've bought like gifts for my friends, for my family as well, and yeah, there's like a bunch of stuff you can buy, and yeah, there's a ton of options.
Why do the vendors come back every year? I'll ask you both that, because they always come back. I mean, again, you have a waiting list. There's over 125. There's only so much room, even though it's a big high school. They keep coming back. What is that?
I think it's just a really, like, you get to meet a lot of other vendors, but they also sell a lot of stuff. A lot of people come, so they make a lot of money. And it's just a really good space to be in. You know, you get a nice space to spread out all your goods, especially if you're like an artist who doesn't quite have like a business to sell your art. This is a great area for people who don't like have a business or want to start a business. It's a good place to start.
So they make their money by simply renting out the table space. There's no charge. You just walk in the door. So you don't take any cut off from their profit. You're just renting out the tables. But you guys have something on the side going on. You have a big raffle going on. You had different businesses donate items. Talk about that.
Yeah, we had a few different donors. Leavenworth Tattoo and Piercing, I think, has one. I believe Mission Ridge has one, where people can buy raffle tickets and then possibly win something. And we've also got a bake sale happening so that people can buy food and stuff. That'll also help raise money.
Where does the money go to? I mean, I mentioned a lot of it is travel expenses, but uniforms need to be altered every few years, every 10 years or so you buy new uniforms, all kinds of stuff. It's not, being in the band is not a cheap endeavor, is it?
Yeah, especially competitions. Competitions are expensive. Fair shares, the fun trips that we get to go on, those ones cost a lot of money. So just saving all those, music costs money too, so anything.
Talk about the Disneyland trip. Now, if you're in band as a freshman, you're guaranteed a trip to Disneyland because they do it every 4 years, right? So this starts the calendar all over again. So you've both been to Disneyland?
Yeah.
What was it like?
It was a really fun experience. We got to go to Disneyland, of course. We did a parade just down the park, and obviously I was a sophomore, so I was playing my tenor saxophone, and we got to go to Universal Studios. We got to go to Medieval Times, go eat, and then watch the show that they had there, and that's about it.
Yeah, we went to like a university too, which was super cool. We got to get directed by like one of their professors.
Sweet, great. December 7th, Saturday, December 7th, it starts at 10? 9 for you early rise? Yeah. 9 to, when they throw you out of here, like 9 to 3, but if you're here at 3 o'clock, they're not going to throw you out on your ear, I can guarantee you that. There'll be coffee vendors for you Java junkies out there. Again, she already mentioned food to buy. All of it goes to the Wenatchee High School Golden Apple Marching Band Booster Club. You want to give those guys a little shout out, a little love for the parents and the Booster Club members who put this whole thing together? Yeah,
they work super hard. They're the ones behind the scenes that are sewing us up and raising money so that we can go on trips that maybe that we don't see or we don't really appreciate as much. But they put in a lot of extra time on top of their lives and their jobs and stuff like that. So we're super grateful.
I know a lot about music. Music's my thing. I've never heard of your instrument. When we get back, I'm going to go look it up. I'm interested in that. Keep playing your saxophone, buddy. You ready to take over? You got some big shoes to fill.
Yep.
Okay. So it's good to see you. Good to meet you, Jose. And best of luck on Saturday for the big craft bazaar. We're looking forward to it. I've gone every year. I love it. You find stuff you're never going to find anyplace else. So definitely the place to go. All right. Break a leg. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
I think that's a power line.
Nailed it.
What the?
Are you gonna call 911 or should I?
Actually, we're late. I'm just gonna drive over it.
Afraid not. Down power lines are super dangerous. If you see one, you call it in.
Yeah, I just drove up to a down power line.
She gets it.
At Kennedy Group, we understand that buying and selling is more than a transaction, and it's more than just a house. This is where you will gather with friends and family, and where a lifetime of memories will be made. But buying a home is more than memories. Oftentimes, it's your biggest financial decision. The agents at Kennedy Group understand this and provide real estate advice based on your goals and dreams. Call us today and let's find your happy place.
Collins Fashions welcomes you to a very special holiday season. We are stocked with beautiful fashions and wonderful gifts for your loved ones. Don't forget the ever-popular Collins gift card. Collins Fashions has complimentary gift wrap and wonderful service in downtown Wenatchee.
Hi, this is Kelly, owner of the Original Children's Shop in downtown Wenatchee. We strive to bring you the most quality, fashionable, and fun clothing for your little ones, along with gifts, toys, and accessories. I look forward to meeting you soon at the Original Children's Shop.
All right, it was 33 degrees when this show started at 7 o'clock this morning. It's almost 8 o'clock, and we've gone down 2 degrees, 31, and we're going to get colder and not warmer as this day progresses because there's just no way for the sunshine to make its way down to the Wenatchee Valley. So we have two things we need to talk about. Once again, dense fog is going to be a problem for you folks driving out on I-90 between Spokane and Ritzville, and really pretty much into Moses Lake as well. And also, we haven't mentioned this, but it's also been some pretty thick and dense fog on Highway 2 between Spokane and Wilbur. So yeah, reduced visibilities, and this is gapping. It's really at its peak in the overnight hours to about an hour and a half over sunrise, and then eventually it lifts a little bit. But once again, if you're heading to the east of us, you could run into some pretty thick fog. And it doesn't matter where you go around here, we have an air stagnation advisory. It's been in effect for quite some time. They say it will continue till at least 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they extended that. And that means also a stage 1 burn ban. That means no uncertified wood stoves unless your wood stove or your fireplace is your only source of heat. So no outdoor burning, no agricultural burning, that kind of deal, because no place for the air to go. We got a big ridge of high pressure that's just sitting. It hasn't really moved much at all over the last 4 or 5 days. No place for the bad air to go. It goes up, it hits the bottom of the lid, comes right back down again. So I wouldn't be surprised if we have an air quality alert as well. Right now, we just have an air stagnation, but it could get worse before it gets better. And because we're going to have nothing but clouds and fog for the next 3 days, pretty much we're going to keep doing it over and over again. Our high today we've already hit. We're going to actually get cooler from the National Weather Service. Clouds and fog. Temperatures hanging right around 29 or 30. It's not going to get much warmer. Isn't that weird? You see your high is 29 and your low of 31. We've already hit the high temperature. As a matter of fact, I don't think we're getting anyone warmer than 31 or 32 today. We do it all over again on Tuesday, clouds and fog. Very little temperature variation between the high and the low. We do it all over again on Wednesday. Only 5 or 6 degrees difference between the high and the low temperature. Again, the clouds and the fog, that's just the way it is. Things will start changing on Thursday as we transition to a slightly warmer and perhaps wetter pattern by the time we get into the weekend. And that's it for us. Have a good and safe Monday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.